Good
Hello.
morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world, you are here at the right time, the right place. Here is Charmaine. Over to you, Charmaine.
Hello, everybody. It's your melody host, Charmaine. I'm talking to you from South Africa. It's a beautiful sunny day here, as usual these days. And today, I'm really excited to be here with you, Marina. Thank you once again. And it's Freedom Day here today, so it is the day that marks the first day of liberation for the country. But while we are here and talking about freedom, it's one thing that came to mind is having freedom of the heart and soul leads to peace of mind, and that's just something that I want to go through with you today, Marina, and just find out from your side, your experience of a time and a place, just to share with the listeners as well, because we go through these things all the time. When you felt like the burden is too much internally and there isn't the right kind of support system around you, that is somebody there to just listen to you without judgment or share with you their own experience, and have somebody open up to you, because I feel as humans this is not what we do naturally, just open up because of trust and other things. But once you have that ability or have that support structure around you, how do you navigate from the place of feeling that burden to having the peace of mind, even when things are not right?
Wow, Charmaine, I'm so happy to celebrate together Freedom Day. Oh my God, I did not even know. So, to our listeners, welcome to Radio Works World. We are celebrating now with you the Freedom Day, and Charmaine, all the way from South Africa, is hosting this episode. And I want you to become part of this. I want you to feel it in your heart, because what's freedom? What's freedom if it's not in your heart? It's always
Yes.
freedom to me. Charmaine, is something that belongs to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that each generation is just one step away from extinction. You see,
Mm-hmm.
freedom, I know in South Africa people died for freedom and now you have it. And unless you pass it to your own children when you give them birth, and um, that will be part of the blossoming time we are living in,
Mm-hmm.
and they will learn how to protect their freedom, fight for it if needed. I think freedom doesn't exist. Freedom doesn't exist outside each one of us. Freedom only survives inside you, your spirit, your belief that you can and you must create better life choices. Freedom is that place in your heart where you feel that, yes, I have an idea, I'm going to bring it out, because I'm not expecting anything from the world. I'm contributing to the world and I'm free to contribute. This is what freedom is for me, Charmaine. And
Mm-hmm.
I know each one of us holds a different truth, and is as if we forget we are created equally. We have the
Mm-hmm.
same essence of the same divine essence. It's just some people choose to make the best of it, like you do, and you become a song, and you sing your song, and people enjoy you because you are such a beautiful, amazing, powerful song, uplifting and upliving. And some other people
Mm-hmm.
don't know don't know they have divine essence, and it just they don't know what to do about it. They don't understand that we're all born equal. And once they learn that is a choice, use your divine essence to blossom your life and sustain freedom within your generation and pass it on to the next generation, or just
Mm-hmm.
ignore it. So everything is a choice. So if anything, in very simple words, freedom is a choice. Over to you, Charmaine.
Wow, wow. That is so true, Marina, that freedom is a choice, and it is something that you decide to do, but it is not external. You do not get it from somebody else. You bring it out from within. And I feel that that is what our generation is lacking to see right now, and also, to pass on this is what this is the lesson that we are not really grasping from also the other generations that are passing down the knowledge to us, that hey, look, it doesn't matter where you come from, it doesn't matter who you are, we are all equal. And it is very, and I suppose because of the past, um, difficult for most to understand how alike we are, how the same we are. And when you have to go back and look at it in the eyes of the creator and look at it in the eyes of where we all come from, there is a source and nobody is less than the other. So when one is going through that tough time, or one wants to make a decision and going through to something new, or has fear, it is because we are not free first internally to make our own choices. And that comes also could be from how a person was raised. You know, were you raised to believe that who you are is enough, and what you start, what you create, and what you do is going to be successful? And that is something that can be instilled in you as a child. But when we face the world, then we face a lot of negativity as well, and we go through things that shoot down our confidence, and then feel like, oh my, how do I get up from here now? I know, yes, I know that I am supposed to do this myself, but how do I get up? How do I regain my confidence? And from your side, Marina, for a person who does not feel that freedom again to start, who has very little confidence in them to even, want to live anymore, how do they then get up? What are some of the things that you have used or you believe in to get to that place?
Well, it's a great question, and I think I should say just bring over what Nelson Mandela said, and I love him so much, and for me he is still here, and most of my decisions are based on what I learned from him.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that there is no easy walk to freedom anywhere, and many
Mm,
of us will have to pass through the valley of the shadow of death again and again
mm,
before we reach the mountaintop of our desires.
wow.
So this is what he said, and this is how I live my life. Because you see, if you have a desire for being more, for giving more, for serving more, for reaching out for more people, and you cannot fulfill that desire, means it's something that is holding you back.
Mm-hmm.
Means it's you that you have to deal with. The means is the old you, the one you've been conditioned to believe in a certain way, that you are not good enough, you are not old enough, you are not big enough, you are not young enough, you are not beautiful enough, you are not
Mm,
talented enough, that is holding you back and killing that desire before it comes out. During our great conversations of Radio World's World, we plant the seeds of greatness.
yes.
That's my desire. And sometimes happens that, that seed we planted in somebody's heart is not watered enough, and
Mm,
that seed cannot grow, or somebody step right on it and kill it completely.
mm,
So everything we are planting here, all these big ideas, all these amazing, wonderful people coming and sharing their story, like yourself, and hosting their own show and giving so much, because the secret of life, or living your life for purpose, or feeling the freedom in your life, is sharing. So
mm,
once you step away and you stop working on yourself, that seed of greatness which was planted by somebody, because it takes one to plant that seed, and then it should grow naturally. But unless you work on it, it's not happening. So you can't become the tree bearing fruits for others. It's not about you. You are not here
mm-hmm,
because of yourself. You are here because you want to plant the seeds of greatness to into our listeners' life. And they will grow to be a tree, and that tree is going to grow to bear fruits, and somebody else will benefit.
mm-hmm,
So each time I have the desire to help somebody, to broadcast your passion, for example, Charmaine, could
Mm-hmm.
be that I'm planting the seeds and my desire grows as I can see you growing into a beautiful tree, into bearing fruits, into feeding the world. But if you stop growing, if you decide not to work on yourself, if you decide not to bear fruits for others, if you decide that you don't want it anymore, what is that I can do? Is nothing I can do about. I can show you it's possible. I can show you other trees. I can invite you to be the best version of yourself. But I can't give you the desire. Because desire of being yourself, the best version of yourself, is freedom. That's freedom. That's
Mm-hmm.
freedom of the heart. And of course, there were moments in my life when I felt tired or I felt that it's not working. But you know what? I don't give up. And I go back on to the drawing board. I'm looking at what I'm not doing yet. And I'm bringing out more passion, more energy, more vibrations. So my voice is heard. So
Mm-hmm.
I can help your mission become true. So I can broadcast your passion. So if I'm not growing fast enough, means I don't want it bad enough.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the freedom of your heart. You decide. You are free to decide from where to where. To me, is limitless. What your heart can do, what the passion, the power of your heart can do, it's priceless and nobody can take it away from you. So there are people there who lost, they created a fortune, they lost it. And guess what? They are back, even more powerful, even
Mm.
more useful to the world, serving the world even better because what they have inside, nobody can take away. They can take your um, earthy goods, your houses, your cars, your airplanes, but they cannot take what you have deep in your heart. That divine essence, it's yours to give away. And some people choose to be theirs to hold. So if they want to hold, they can't share it, they can't give it, nobody will benefit.
Yeah.
So that's the freedom of the heart for me, and this is how I deal with my own limitations because I have to fight my own demons. I have
Yes.
to admit that I'm not doing enough. I'm not being enough. I have to admit that I'm not a human doing. I'm a human being. So what is that I'm not doing is what I'm not being. So each
Wow.
time you create your to be list, to me, is about sharing what you have in your heart. And I replaced the to do list. You know, I used to be very good at actually. I was having like 10 things on the to do list and I will cross them out at the end of the day. I won't sleep unless I do that. But that was the wrong way around.
Mm.
That was something I was doing. It wasn't something I'm being.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
replaced the to do. That's the first thing I did. And since everything changed, since I um, I trade my to do list for my to be list. Over to you, Charmaine.
Wow. Wow, Verena. It's amazing because what you're saying is exactly what I believe that and that is we are accountable for our own lives first and then for those that are around us because you cannot be a fruit bearing tree if you yourself are not nurtured. And where does your nurture come from? It comes from within. And it is correct to say that we are limitless from within, but I feel we draw so much or look to draw so much from what is out there and then blame because it's easy to take something that is outside of you that when it does not work you can say that never worked and it was never for me, or it's that person's fault that did not work for me, or I am here now, my life is in the state now because of somebody else. But the moment that we take ownership and become accountable for our own lives, that for me is the freedom of your heart, which leads to peace of mind, because it does not matter what you're going through then you are able to come out of it, because there will always be, and as you said, like the great Nelson Mandela said, you will walk through the shadows of the dark, time and time again. And it is just the path. It is how it works. There is no straight line, and there is no rainbow that directs one from one place to another, unless, of course, that rainbow is your own shining light from within. It is your own belief that you have created an understanding for yourself that this is my life. I am here, number one, for a purpose and a reason. And this is why it's important to know why we are here, so that every time when one is going through something, you are reminded of that reason that is bigger than you, and you step out of that state of mind, knowing that I will be all right because I have to be all right if you want to. And that is exactly what you said, that I can help somebody. I can try to put you here, Charmaine, on Radio Works World, and say, tell your story and plant the seed. But if the seed is not nurtured, and who is to nurture that seed? Myself. And with the waters of believing in me and finding the light that can shine. Today, speaking of Freedom Day, later I'm actually taking one of my protege artists to his first performance in two years now. He has not been on a stage, and that was because of an experience that happened and removed him from that place. And I said, you know what, I can see the gift in you. Your voice is healing, you have a strong message, and you have to do this. And it was not a decision that I made for him, but he decided, all right, you know what, let me get out and do this again. I need to do this for myself. And I respect that so much. And wish that, whoever is listening now and is feeling doubtful, because it happens. We go through things and we feel doubt, and we are clouded with negativity and cannot, and think that we cannot get out of a situation. And it's all about you and what you choose to be your freedom, and then especially the people around you. And I am so grateful to have you, Marina, having that, because having such a strong faith and a strong mind, and being surrounded by such people is really also the nurturing of the seed that has been planted. So it is important for us to keep those kind of people around us as well. And yes,
Wow, Charmaine. So tell us more about your student. Tell us more about your client.
yes. So he from Cape Town in South Africa. He's from Cape Town in South Africa, and was did jazz there for a very long time. Jazz, and coming from the church, also did some gospel. But there was a time and a place in his life when he was rejected because of a choice and a life decision that he had made. And they said, well, if you are choosing that path over us, then you are no longer a part of this band. You are no longer part of this group, this community that we have created. And he left and came here to Johannesburg. And we went into something completely different, and was living in a shell for a very long time, until now that he's deciding, I am going to use my gift. I am going to sing today, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be there front row and cheering for him. I cannot wait. His name is Christopher Arnaldus, and
Christopher, welcome to the world of wonders, and I will be there screaming from the top of my lungs for you. I can't wait. So you make sure you get some videos, you interview him and come back here to Radio Works World and share.
absolutely, absolutely,
Charmaine,
I
this is
will.
so exciting because this is freedom in action.
Yes,
Between that divine seed of greatness we have, and
yeah,
the outcome, who you could become in order to deliver that greatness in the world. There is a
yes,
space, and that space is your power to choose to take responsibility
yes.
for
Wow.
your freedom. And this is what makes us different. This is what makes each of us unique. because it's the level of responsibility you take for your freedom, for manifesting your gift, for becoming and growing into the person you have to be, you're designed to be,
Mm.
to serve the world.
Wow, Marina, I could hug you.
Please, I am
can
hugging you back.
can you feel my hug? I'm squeezing you
Yes, I
right now.
do. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. But Charmaine, that's why I I love everyone I meet. And when I went to South Africa, I felt the love, and I felt that space like a void where people had no idea what to do with themselves. Now they came out from the ordeal. They survived the dictatorship. So that is like um, Holocaust. Once you survive that, you
Yes.
don't want it back. But what do you do with yourself? How do you create this economic security and independence that you're supposed to live and enjoy it freely? So
Yes.
this is why I feel the energy, I feel your love, and I want you to show it to the world. I want you to share it with the world. Show the world what you are made of. South Africa, it's your turn. Over to you, Charmaine.
Oh, wow. I'm so happy. I really am. And I just wanted to say to the listeners that I am here and Marina is here and so are the other hosts. We are all here anytime if you ever feel the need to say something or express something, or you want to find some sort of direction towards your own destiny, because that is what our mission together is about. Is That's why we have these great conversations to create that. And with that said, I would just like to share a little bit of an old song that I really like.
Yes,
Just a
please. Yes,
snippet
please.
of it.
I will wait for this moment. This is Charmaine, the melody host at Radio Works World. Over to you, Charmaine.
You just call out my name, and I'll be there wherever I can, and I'll come running to help you again. And that is it. That is the message, that you just call on us, and we're here anytime, because that's what friends are for. So keep shining, keep smiling, knowing you can always count on me for sure. And
From
yeah,
both of us.
yeah.
Until next time is goodbye. The last message for you from you today for today's show, Charmaine. Until next time.
Until next time, find the freedom, be free. If freedom is in your heart, and that's where you find your peace of mind from within, that's where it is.
Celebrate freedom. Goodbye.
Celebrate. Bye.